Hi everyone. We will be discussing on what is DataLakeHouse. We actually started Databricks. Yesterday we have gone through what is Databricks and on a high level architecture. So what exactly the Databricks and what is control plane and data plane. And we'll discuss in detail about what exactly the control plane and data plane in one more session. But today we'll be discussing on Data Lakehouse. Data Lakehouse is nothing but it is on top of, the Lakehouse combines the best of both data lake and data warehouse, right? So that is what we discussed, but in detail, we'll be discussing in majority of the points on what is database and what is data warehouse and what is data lake. So basically, data lake is nothing but it's a it's kind of a storage where it will store all the data, kind of a data dump, right? So data lake is nothing but it's like a storage room, okay, where you can dump all the data, like different formats of data, right? You might have audio, audio files, video files, logs, and even we have images. That is what we discussed, right, in the last class. Like it will be stored all the structured, unstructured, or any format. But generally, it's not same as data warehouse. It is not a clean data. Got it? So it will be a raw data. Okay. And this will help for machine learning models, like to go with the analysis on top of the raw files or whatever the unstructured data. Basically, for data warehouse, right? Data warehouse, pretty much this will help for reporting, right? Reporting needs, dashboards. And this will store only the structured data. Got it? And basically, data lake is an open format. This is an open source, open format. Example like Parquet and ORC. Data warehouse is generally we can use a term called as proprietary. So basically, what exactly the meaning here is, let's say if you're going to use Oracle or SQL Server or Teradata, so that particular vendor is going to control, right, the ownership and controlled by a single vendor, okay, who can change the format at any time. And uh, it's like a closure structure, okay. Proprietary is like a single vendor and controlled by the same vendor, ownership and controlled by the actual vendor. So we don't have any control on top of the data warehouse. Got it? And it's kind of a closed structure. Okay. So for an example, imagine we have some sample data. So let's say sales information is coming as a table. You can have some log files, right? Logs basically, I do feel like in the JSON format. Like if you wants to get some audio information, audio, like let's say customer calls and some in social medias, right? You'll have those audio, video files and images as well. Importantly, images. In images, you can take any format like JPG or JPG or any other formats, PNG. So out of these four tables or the whatever the data we have, right, coming from different formats of data. So only data warehouse can pick, right? Data warehouse can store only sales table because it's a table format, tablet format, right? It's a relational model. But data lake can store everything. Data lake can store everything. Got it? Can store everything, but it's not a clean data as like data warehouse, like the ready to go for the reporting. But data lake generally it will store all the raw data. So the companies has to maintain two systems, right? So if they want to maintain a data lake and if they want to maintain a data warehouse, it will be more cost, spending more money, right? The combination of, I mean, if you are individually, if you're going to work with data warehouse and data lake, it will be like two separate systems, two systems, and we are going to copy data between the two systems, right? So data warehouse and data lake. And even cost wise, it will be more cost and it will take a lot of time to work in between these two, right? To work with data lake and data warehouse. So that is the only reason why. So we have this Lakehouse platform. So we'll come back what is Unity Catalog Data Lake. But you can see Data Lake is great for machine learning and open formats. And this is great for business intelligence and reporting. And this is for BI support with the opposite rates vendor lock-in, as we see like the vendor lock-in. So now, what is the flexibility of Lakehouse? So it takes the advantages or the best features of data lake and the best features of data warehouse. Okay. So that is what Databricks and even I mean, now and then, like everyone are coming into one lake. Microsoft Fabric is coming with the same one lake and Lakehouse platform, and Databricks is the same. I mean, Databricks is the old actually. I mean, they're using the same concept, but Microsoft is coming with the Fabric one lake concept. And as I said, right, so we have Unity Catalog and Data Lake. We'll go through that. And we'll come back to some of these options on a high level. But what exactly the Delta Lake? Okay. Delta Lake supports, I mean, in general in Databricks, right? If you are going to create as a Delta table, the format as a Delta table, you have a flexibility to read and write. Okay. But if you're going to create as a Parquet format, so you cannot update, you cannot do any DML operations. So, I mean, Delta Lake supports ACID transactions, right? So, and time travel, as I said, and it will support batch and streaming process. Okay. And we have Unity Catalog. So Unity Catalog is also kind of a like, I mean, it's a combination of everything. So once you define a Unity, once you create a Unity catalog, it's like a more secured, I mean, security, governance, permissions, lineage, unified governance. Okay. And we can also have all the security related things, users, user groups we can create in Databricks to control. So one of the advantage of Unity Catalog is like we can store both managed and external data. And so the Unity Catalog in general, it control who can see actual table or the row level security or whatever we call, right, the security. It will track where data comes from. Okay. I mean, we'll discuss in detail about Unity Catalog, but on a high level, so we can control who can see the table, control who can access. Okay. Access tables and columns. Even it can manage machine learning and volumes. We have volumes and files, volumes. We can create volumes of a Unity catalog as well. We can store the data. As I said, right, we can go for managed and external tables. So, I mean, Lakehouse can be like for data engineers, right? So they can build ETL pipelines. They can use DLTs Delta Live tables, Spark, and for data analysts, they can create dashboards, right? And for data scientists, they can create some ML models. So this is on a high level. So, but in detail, we will be discussing about what is Unity Catalog, what is medallion architecture, like the bronze, silver, and gold tables, and what are the advantages of Delta Lake. So this is very important. So we can see practical examples of what exactly Delta Lake and how we can see versioning. And we can also check the, let's say if you are going to use external tables, so where exactly the files are going to store. Let's say if you are going to use Azure, we have ADLS locations. There we can see those files, or how these tables are generated, those files, whenever you are going to do any transactions or any updations, any deletion, right? As I say, like time travel, versioning, time travel, and you can see audit history. There are a lot of options actually with the Delta Lake. But this is what on a high level, but in general, we can discuss in detail practical examples going forward. Yeah. Thanks for watching, and please do subscribe for more videos. Thank you.